Oh, what's up, guys? Back at again, another video. We have the new Jujutsu Kaisen episode. Um, Higuruma versus Yuji. Before we begin, I have Fortnite Smarter Creator code if you want to use it. That's me. And then boom. So let's begin. So it starts off where we left off from the last episode, with Higuruma activating his domain, and Yuji's trying to get to him before it activates. And as he tries to hit him, obviously there is no violence inside of this domain. So so obviously, if you guys don't know, this domain, they explain it in the episode, but this domain is basically like a court thing with the judge man, the Shishigami, basically giving the final verdict and whatnot. So we have Yuji getting pressed about his something that he did when he was like underage. Uh, he went into a gambling center, like a gambling like location or whatever. And obviously, minors are prohibited to not go in there. And obviously, Yuji has Higuruma tells him he has three options. He either can be silent, denial, or confess or whatever. And Yuji is thinking about it. Yuji's thinking about, all right. So say if I lie, but if the evidence in the thing says that I'm telling a lie, then I'm screwed. But if I tell the truth, or if I make a lie about why I was in there, blah blah blah. So he goes with the lie, and then there's like a photo of Yuji, like outside of like the place or whatever, and so he's found guilty. He's found guilty by Judge Man, and so they have this Jujutsu Kaisen is so well animated, bro. So basically, Higuruma starts going towards Yuji and whatnot. They have a fight, and then we get flashbacks to when Higuruma was younger, when he was, just starting off as a lawyer and whatnot. And the thing that happened, the verdict was guilty and then confiscation, which temporarily disables, cursed energy, which obviously Yuji, he's more like a physical guy, so he's not having a hard time, but he's obviously on the defensive. So we see Higuruma, just get him, and like he brought him down, and then as soon as Higuruma had like his big gavel, he was hitting it down. Yuji was like thinking of something to do. He was thinking about trials, like something about what do trials have, and then it says, "I want a retrial." And then boom, he's back in, and then Higuruma basically gives him praise. And as long as like nobody like admits guilt, they can demand at least 2 retrials. So and then this one is the big one. This time he's on trial for the Shibuya incident, and as we all know, it wasn't actually him; it was Sukuna. And then we get more flashbacks to Higuruma and this old man, which is like, I think like his mentor or something. And then we have flashbacks, and then obviously Yuji says, "Yeah, I did that," which obviously technically he didn't. It was his body, but it wasn't him in control. And Higuruma takes out his freaking executioner sword. Oh my gosh, bro, it looks so freaking good. The executioner sword looks so freaking good. And so obviously the verdict was guilty and the death penalty, and that's like the most like the biggest sentencing that Judge Man can give out and whatnot. So obviously he's like he's about to get killed, and we get more flashbacks with Higuruma. And then he tells, and as soon as he was about to hit the finishing blow, he basically disabled it, and then he allowed Yuji to punch him. He goes back, and then Higuruma basically says that the verdict is already told to him, before whatever. Or what? It was weird how I explained it, but yeah. So obviously, he says I've gone back to my roots, and that he'll give him his 100 points, and like he knew about Sukuna. Obviously, he's like uh, he was like talking about Sukuna. Um, and it was him. Obviously, we obviously all know that, but you know. And then he says, "I'll give you my 100 points." And then they sit down, and Higuruma says one question: "Have you ever killed anyone by your own doing?" And then Yuji says, "Yeah." And then um, Higuruma says, it must have felt awful, didn't it? Because he's basically, you know, yeah, that entire like courtroom, basically. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, pretty well animated episode. Sorry, I'm like stuttering a little bit. I'm just, oh gosh, I don't know. I don't know if I want to talk about it. But anyways, please like, subscribe, comment, post notifications. And you know, we only got like a couple more episodes of this part of the season. I don't know why they keep on doing these parts, bro. It's so freaking stupid. Anyways, and then the next part, well, part two, will be out like in like the fall or winter later this year, I think. That's like the rumor. That's like the rumored date. So please like, subscribe, comment, put on post notifications. God bless you, Saju, and yeah.